So we're here to talk about food systems. So what do we mean by a food system? Well, we're talking about an integrated view of the production, processing, distribution, consumption, and waste management of our food. All these elements are important. And I haven't met someone who doesn't eat yet, so like it or not, we're all part of it. So our current global food systems become highly globalized and industrialized. It's fuel, land, water, and input intensive, and it's responsible for a whole host of environmental and ethical issues like greenhouse gas emissions, animal and human welfare concerns, and lots of other things. In addition, BC's food production only fulfills 52% of our food needs. As well, as we've talked about aging, farmers are getting older. In BC, the average age of a farmer is 59, and only 6% of farmers in Canada are under 35. So this is clearly going to be an issue in the future. In addition, land costs have skyrocketed in recent years, making it hard for new farmers to get started. And to top it all off, agriculture evolved in a relatively stable period of climate and weather, and now we've got climate change to contend with. So in the Okanagan, we can expect hotter, drier summers and warmer, wetter winters, which means we have less water when we need it most. We need ways of mitigating and adapting to this rapidly changing reality. So what's the alternative? Well, bioregions are areas that share similar topography, plant, animal life, and human culture. Localized food systems that exist within the ecological constraints of our bioregions employ alternate market channels. They're human-intensive, biodiverse, smaller scale, locally based, and community-centered. Small, diverse farms can utilize permaculture principles to capture and store water and carbon, enhance ecology, rebuild soil, and be wildly productive rather than consumptive. More young people are getting interested in this kind of farming as well. And local food systems also help keep money in the local economy and provide jobs while also feeding us. To support these food systems, we need a better understanding of the impact of community planning decisions. An Okanagan Similkameen bioregional food system study is being planned to understand the potential contributions of bioregional food systems to our communities. This knowledge will help inform policies to support healthy and sustainable food systems. So let's look at some examples now of what these policies could be. So, same slide. Humanity is already farming all the arable land on the planet. There isn't any more. Given our already low food self-reliance, protecting farmland and promoting its productive use is essential. Communities can ensure that their policies uphold the agricultural land reserve and redirect development away from agricultural land and towards existing residential areas. And in addition, we need to recognize and honor traditional Indigenous food systems and food sovereignty and ensure that our activities and growth don't impact these important land-based resources. So this is the Okanagan Nation's 4 food chiefs, the Bitterroos, Saskatoon, Black Bear, and Salmon. And besides farmland, urban agriculture also has a role to play. It connects people to where food comes from and offers co-benefits like beautification, access to healthy local food, economic development, and educational opportunities. So this is Lutet Farm in North Vancouver. It's a half-acre urban farm on what was previously a city-owned parking lot. And it's now been farmed. As well, small plot intensive farming, or spin farming as it's known, aggregates multiple sites such as neighborhood yards into viable farm operations. This is in Kelowna. This is Curtis Stone's Green City Acres. And it makes farming accessible to those who can't afford to buy farmland. Communities can make sure that they have policies that support these kind of businesses in their OCPs. And this is a rooftop garden in the Olympic Village in Vancouver. Development checklists and policies can encourage or even require the inclusion of food production spaces in new developments, either through gardening space for residents or incorporating edible landscaping. And there's lots of examples of this around the province.
Aggregation, storage, processing, and distribution of food are also very critical to the food system, and it's where much of the economic opportunities lie. Infrastructure to support these kinds of businesses can be encouraged through municipal policy directions and incentive zoning, enabling a local food system to flourish. Currently, we have an excess in food waste, not only with food that spoils, but also with food that's high quality and is discarded simply because of how it looks. Support for composting initiatives, food scraps recycling programs, and diverting quality food from the waste stream are some actions that can be taken. Community food initiatives, such as community gardens, have many benefits, including improved nutrition, physical activity, mental health, and social support networks. Local governments can increase capacity for these programs through funding partnerships, leasing underutilized land, and other in-kind support, such as land preparation and irrigation. In addition, community kitchen facilities provide space for community organizations to spearhead food skills and food recovery programs. Here at the Salvation Army in PenTALKton, food bank clients and food safe trained mentors are canning gleaned apricots, and the participants then take a portion home with them. Ensuring all neighborhoods are well connected to healthy food retail outlets is another important food system link. Access to retail outlets that sell a variety of fresh, whole foods is linked to better health. Conversely, high levels of obesity are associated with an abundance of outlets selling many processed and packaged foods. Access to locally produced food is also facilitated through initiatives such as community-supported agriculture, local farm cooperatives, farm-to-school or farm-to-cafeteria programs, and of course, farmers markets. Through these, the local economy is growing rapidly, and shoppers benefit from purchasing and eating more fruits and vegetables. Sustainable food systems make sense. They offer many co-benefits locally. They support the local economy and the environment. They build resiliency and community empowerment. Ultimately, food systems determine how we choose food and what food we have access to. And the food we eat is critical to our health. So what can you do? Get involved in the official community plan process early to inform priorities and directions in the plan. Let the city planners and decision makers know if a sustainable food system is important to you, a food system that nourishes our land, people, and communities now and for future generations.